You are welcome to my channel. If you are just coming across this channel for the very first time, I am Coach Zara. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about sex mistakes, part 2. Previously, I've done a video on this particular subject matter. So now, what are those misconceptions, misbelief, and assumptions that women usually make towards the guys when it comes to sex? There are the issues I'm going to trash out today. So stick with me as I bring to you some powerful points on the mistakes women make about sex. Mistake number 1, believe that you always like sex. Well, teenagers will always jump at it when an offer to have sex is thrown at them. It is not the same like the adult married men whose pressure of life has really dealt with. Example, pressure of family, paying of bills, work pressure, stress of life. It could be anything. So when a man's libido drops, we shouldn't mistake it to be something else. If a man said, I am not in the mood, just take it for that. In most cases, when they say they are not in the mood, it doesn't necessarily mean that he is out of love with you. Just like most of us usually implies. He is out of love with me. He's no longer interested in me. He doesn't want me anymore. He is sleeping around with some girls out there. That is not always the case. Sometimes it could just be stress of life. If you as a lady will not be interested or in the mood always and still love them and honor and respect them the way you used to, even when you are not in the mood, why do you think it is different for the men? Just think about that. Mistake number 2, you expect him to do all the work. Yes, some women, for some reasons, maybe upbringing, cultural belief system, spiritual, whatever, makes some women to feel that just being solemn in the act is the right thing. No, my dear. Sex involves 2 adults, 2 people. It's an activity that involves 2 people. And you shouldn't just be there as if you don't exist. You have to be present in every ramification. You don't just lie like a log of wood, waiting for the man to do everything from A to Z. Yeah, I have heard some people complain that she doesn't do anything. She will just lie down there. She doesn't even move at all. She will lie as if she's a corpse, as if she's just a dead body, as if she's a log of wood who doesn't have life in her. It is very wrong. If you don't know what to do, the right way to move, the right way to act in sex, please do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and I will be ready to respond to your concern. Mistake number 3, losing your sexuality. When I say losing your sexuality, most times once you are in marriage, it is very easy to forget sex. It not necessarily forget. It is very easy not to make sex a priority. But it does matter too. So what am I saying in essence? It doesn't have to be every night. It doesn't have to be as regular as it used to be before you start having children and increased workload and all that start taking place. But then the both of you must set time, make out time for sex. It is very, very important in this institute called marriage. So no matter how busy you are, no matter your workload, no matter how stressed you are with raising children, making a family, making money, doing what have you to keep your home running, do not forget this aspect of your marriage. If you keep your sex life on a back burner, it will soon burn if you did not attend to it. So please, make your sex life a priority. You have to be intentional when it comes to sexual relationship in your marriage. If you are not intentional about it, you will always come home tired and worn out. But if you make a conscious effort and be intentional about it, you will find out that you always have time to make out with your spouse. Mistake number 4, never dare your husband to go elsewhere to look for sex. Anyone else can help him do his laundry, cooking, and some other errands, any other thing but sex. You are the one who has been authorized by God himself to give him sexual satisfaction. So no matter what happened between the two of you, always remember that you are the only one who have the license to satisfy him sexually. And daring him to go out is not a good thing for your marriage. It will not end well. And you all know that. Mistake number 5, giving your husband date and time for sex. Wow. It is very unfortunate that we get so busy with our work, especially career-oriented women. We get so busy, get carried away with our job that we no longer have strength to carry out these sexual activities. That in some marriages, the women have to make out timetable for sex. Yes, I have had men complain that it's only on Saturday and Sunday that I can have my way with my wife. It is not the right way. No woman, in fact, nobody have the right to tell the spouse or to give the spouse the time to feel sexual urge. It is not right. It is unthinkable. It is not acceptable. You don't give your spouse date. You don't give your spouse timetable. It is not acceptable. That is not how God designed it. As long as this marriage institute is concerned, your body no longer belongs to you. His body no longer belongs to him. And for that reason, whenever you desire to have your way, except in a situation, circumstances that someone is sick, or a situation where someone is obviously weak and tired, if you discuss with your spouse and your spouse is willing to let go and understand the situation, no problem. But hey, if your spouse understands that you are not sick, and in all ramification, there is nothing stopping you from satisfying their sexual desire, you are pushing that person out. You are giving that person a push factor. Push factor simply means that you are pushing him away. And what is the psychological implication of that? You make that person to feel less a man. And likewise to the women, you, especially for the men, you make that person to feel as if he does not deserve you. He is not deserving of your body. He is not deserving of your time. And that can eventually lead to irritable mood, subsequently, domestic violence. Sometimes it can actually affect the running of the home. What if he ended up committing extramarital affairs? Please, whenever you are taking a decision about your sexual relationship with your partner, always consider the other person. Let it not be always about you. The other person should be a priority in every decision and actions you take in your marital and sexual relationship. Mistake number 6, stop using sex as a bait. When I say stop using sex as a bait, what am I exactly driving at? It means that some women don't allow their husbands to have their way just because the man is unable to provide some certain things they demanded from them. Take, for instance, a woman wants to change her car even when it is not due for change, or even when the man is not readily financially capable to change the car. Some women will go as long as telling this guy that until you provide this particular version of car, Lexus, this, that, XYZ, you can never have sex with me. Unless you give me money to buy some certain hair, clothing. I will not have sex with you until you are able to provide X, Y, Z. It is ungodly. It is undeserving. It is unacceptable. It is not biblical. It is not humane. Where did we learn all this from? Just because you know that your man loves you and he will always want to have his way with you. In fact, let me tell you one thing. Sometimes some men can go as far as promising to get some of these things, or even give you money just to have their way at that very pressing moment. It is a sin. It is not, we are not a prostitute. And for that reason, sex should not be substituted for money or material thing. It is undeserving of your husband or wife. In fact, some men do it too. It is undeserving for a spouse to starve his partner or her partner of sexual fulfillment just because they need to get some things from them. It is not well. It is not okay. It is not right. It has a way of psychologically making someone feel so demeaned. It can break home. It can destroy marriages. Yes, because after all, if he can pay to have sex with you, what stops him from paying other ladies, side chickens, side chicks, or whatever they are called, money just to have their way? Let me tell you one thing. Some married women are the reasons why their husbands are keeping side chicks all over the place. You are always making demands before you have sex with him. And for that reason, this man will not have regard, as much regard for you as he should. He will treat you like he treats others. And then when demands start mistreating you, you will not feel that he is treating you so badly. He is useless. He is wicked. He is that. What is the difference between you and the chickens outside? Side chicks. Sorry. What is the difference? When you were getting married, did they tell you that you have to pay for sex before you open your legs? No. Please, let us retrace our steps. If you have been doing this to your partner, to your husband, please take some step backward. Examine yourself and fix your relationship. Some marriages are in hell because of this kind of acts. You force the men to give you money. You force them to make you promises just because they want to have sexual intercourse with you. Two individuals in marriage will always have different needs at different times. And part of the challenge of happy marriage is to negotiate how needs are met. But withholding sex isn't negotiating. It is simply blackmail. And over time, this can lead to resentment and may equally make your partner to feel manipulated. This kind of withholding attitude can stir up anger, resentment, bitterness in marriage. And I want to admonish every couple that come across this video to make sex a priority, no matter how hard or how difficult it gets, and no matter how busy or raising children, chores, whatever make you feel, no matter how old you are, as long as the both of you are still alive and together, sex in marriage is a priority and should be treated as such. See you in my next video. Do not forget to like or subscribe to my channel.